My body, my choice. The phrase that women's activists cling to around the world to fight for the right to have control over their bodies. The controversial phrase has led to many protests, political battles, and religious disagreements over one word but one huge topic: abortion. Although the opinions on this topic are endless, the question still remains: should women have the right to an abortion? For some, the answer is no, absolutely not. But for others, their answer is absolutely. Their answer may be that it's a woman's bodily autonomy right, or that some women may not be mentally or physically fit to have a child, or even that abortion simply is not murder. No matter the reasoning, women should have the right and the choice to have an abortion. Since 1848, women have been fighting for their rights to wear what they want to wear, to vote, and to be treated equally towards their male counterparts. This fight, however, is not over for women, unfortunately. The right to have control over their bodies has been a growing issue. The United Nations of Human Rights states that the decision to either terminate or carry on with the pregnancy is a woman's right, as this will have a huge impact on her future. For some women, the thought of carrying around an unborn fetus, let alone an unwanted unborn fetus, for 9 months is terrifying. The thought of being forced to have a child is terrifying, which in some cases is reason enough for women to perform unsafe abortions. If women do not have the right or the choice to have an abortion, they will perform unsafe abortions. Just because the right is taken away does not mean that abortions will end altogether. A study, or the United Nations of Human Rights also shares a study that was done between 2010 and 2014, where 46% of abortions were unsafe worldwide. Although we live in the United States, women around the world struggle to gain the freedom to choose what to do with their bodies. That being said, in countries where abortion was entirely banned, only 1 in 4 abortions were legal. In the United States, however, 9 in 10 abortions were legal. This resulted in over 47,000 deaths a year. The evident fact is that women should not have to feel the need to put themselves in danger or risk their lives to give birth to an unborn fetus. So many of you may be wondering why a woman would ever want to get an abortion, or many of you may be wondering why a woman would ever want to get an abortion, or not, why not just put the child up for adoption? That seems like the easy option if one truly does not want to have a baby, right? Well, some may not see that the foster care system already has an overwhelming amount of children, and as the number of children increase, the adoption rate decreases. The choice that women have to have an abortion is private and should be protected. According to BMC Women's Health, one of the main reasons that a woman chooses to have an abortion is that it could dramatically change their life. This could mean that they are still in school, employment issues, or that they already have existing children. Having a baby is a huge responsibility and takes 100% effort and affection from a mother. Some women may not be ready to give that 100% to a baby. Another common reason was financial stability. Some women may not want to be a single mother, or may not be financially responsible enough to provide for themselves and a child. In instances like rape or incest, it could be traumatizing for a woman to have a baby at that time. An essay posted by the New York Times, written by a woman who was consistently raped by her father at a young age, shares that she will forever be grateful that she could get an abortion. She was 12 at the time of the termination and states, "I'm fortunate that my body was spared an additional trauma imposed by my father, one that today would be forced by some state legislatures and courts. No child should be pressured or expected to carry a pregnancy and give birth or feel remorse, guilt, doubt, or unease about an abortion under any circumstance, let alone rape or incest." No matter the reasoning, a woman of any age should be able to get an abortion without feeling guilt to get an abortion. One of the more debatable arguments is that abortion is murder. Abortion is not murder nor a crime. It is health care and a right that women should be able to have. The American Civil Liberties Union states that a pregnant woman and her fetus should never be regarded as separate or independent or even adversarial entities. This means that the fetus is not independent and cannot survive without being in the womb. This cannot be considered murder because the fetus is not living, breathing, or a capable human being without the dependence of the pregnant woman. It is also important to note that during the first trimester, the womb consists of unindividualized cells, which means that the fetus is not a human being. For a part of the pregnancy, fetuses can also do not have any brain activity. This is alike in terms of pulling the plug on a brain dead patient. Both have no brain activity, therefore abortion is not murder. Fetuses also do not feel pain until the third trimester, which contradicts any arguments that fetuses feel pain during the abortion. Of course, no woman wants to get an abortion, but rather the right and the choice to have one. Abortion is a woman's fundamental right and should not be taken away. Regardless of any reasoning, women should feel comfortable enough to get an abortion. The bodily autonomy rights, the fact that some women may or may not be mentally or physically fit to have a child yet, and that abortion simply is not murder are all reasons enough as to why a woman should have the right and the choice to have an abortion. Thank you.